This is your daily market review for Tuesday, September 12th, 2023. Let's go.
Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your daily market review, Tuesday, September 12th, 2023. Hopefully you're having a great options expiration week. As we talk about, it's typically choppy. It's not going to be easy. If you're getting excited about one particular move or another, just be prepared for either side potentially. So this is a week where I like to tell people expect the unexpected, but also expect chop. Meaning if expect the unexpected, like if you think the market's going to tank, it's probably going to do the opposite. If you think the market's going to rip higher, it's probably going to chop around and play games. Either way, expect the chop. If you have any questions, again, check out the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Use the Calendly link to schedule 30 minutes to chat with me. And if you have any questions, again, use the platform to leave a comment below and reach out if I can help you. I appreciate all the love, support, and the generous donations lately. Again, I know some of you guys are absolutely killing it. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. Sharing your abundance is like me sharing my knowledge. It's all for, it's all an energy transfer of positivity. Again, there's no expectations. People don't have to listen to me. People don't have to donate. I understand. But I really appreciate it when you do, because it just makes me see like you understand the value of an education that's free. When the student's ready, the teacher appears. You know my tuition bill. Hopefully I'm lessening yours, because this is a university. This is college. Speaking of, Back to Basics series on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell when I do live chats. Please check out the options expiration videos. There's, I think, 3 of them. They all kind of say the same thing, but again, it's well worth studying. The education is worth it. Also, check out our website, thetradingagent.com. Back to Basics for more beginner to advanced material. And then also, too, you have the markets account doing 5.3%. And also, too, if you are worried about your brokerage going belly up, I've posted this interactive brokers link as well. I'm moving more of my money from Schwab to interactive brokers. I would recommend it. Again, I don't know for sure if Schwab's going belly up, but it's seeming more and more likely that things are not good. Does that make sense? I've always been one to say, like, you don't know, but be honest with yourself. And if you're only at one brokerage and something happens, you're going to be a little disappointed. All right, CME tool, let's refresh it. Again, reach out if you have any questions. Again, when in doubt, I'm here to help. Going nowhere next week. Bitcoin did bounce after retesting range lows. Volume's kind of light. I think it's going to be stuck. Oil. Man, I feel like this isn't refreshed. Apologize. Maybe it is. This is feeling very trappish. Now, could we get to the 92 area for a fib retracement? Always possible, but just keep in mind, like, again, I don't like to be revisionist history, but just draw a cross. What do you see here? Right? A lot of resistance in this area. Now, can we go higher? You bet your sweet ass it can, but also could be toast. That's what I'd be keeping on. Let me clean this up right now real quick. I'm not the one to make assumptions. I'll have my plan. I'll short. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I believe in demand destruction in a recession. Now, are we rising because of hurricanes and potential talk of other stuff? That's fine. Define your risk. Define your risk. Define your risk. Nat gas going nowhere fast. It's one of the reasons why I'm kind of like, you got to be careful. Because again, nat gas, if oil and gas are going higher, they should be kind of moving in tandem. They don't necessarily have to, but I think we all agree. All right, let's roll through the dollar. Talked about it, volatility. Well, guess what? If volatility is going to get sucked out of the market, maybe the dollar goes sideways for a couple of days. The TLT, what do we say, right? Watch this 92, 93. Seems to be holding. Just keep in mind, things might be stuck until what? The CPI data. I personally think the market's probably going to chop around. You might get a bounce in the market at some point, maybe Thursday. You might get a little more continuation down tomorrow. But at some point, they're going to try to beat down the VIX again. The VIX is showing you what? The gap hasn't filled, right? I wouldn't be surprised. I just wouldn't be surprised if the cycle is down tomorrow, rallies Thursday, and then chop flop Friday. Keep that in mind. Again, it's one of those things. SPY seems to be stuck. I mean, do we fill this gap at 449? Probably. QQQ, same kind of thing. Like, are we going to hold trend and chop around? Could we play this game? Do we have to retest and fill the gap? No. Remember, not all gaps get filled. Speaking of, we'll say that in Apple in a minute. IWM just sitting here dying. I mean, can we get up to the 20-day, maybe 187? It's one of those things where we're just expecting chop. Know your ranges. And if you're trading any of these particular things, definitely know your ranges. Yeah, that's interesting. The Dow today, nice little wick and pop and flop. It's just a matter of time in my mind before things get smushed. They don't have to happen until later in the week, until the options get basically funneled into the market maker's hands. Gold, we talked about this. I think it's dead. I mean, when I say dead, like wait to buy it later. Fed's pivot. Silver, people were talking about trading this. I'm glad they took their foot off of this. It looks like it's just chopping before another drop. Yeah, we'll see. GDX, maybe people buy this stuff on the headline. That's why I was thinking maybe with oil, it might be the best short is, CPI data. People go, oh, it's all oil. And then they jump in and buy oil like a bunch of idiots. Could be the fact. We'll talk about that shortly. GDX, chopping, going nowhere. GDXJ, leading down, chopping, going nowhere. Not much. AEG, close at the low of the day. Sadly, doesn't look good. AEM, sideways, going nowhere. I mean, a lot of these names, they just look, they're on life support. I mean, you can do whatever you want with them. I would just move on. Other better trades, like Walgreens. Someone's asking me about it. I'm like, oh, do you think it's a buy? I'm like, I don't know. It's just leave it alone. There's always better trades. Newmont, chopping around, right? PAAS. We said dead money going nowhere. All right, let's talk about some of the things that look interesting. Let's get into tech, semiconductors. Taiwan Semi, again, watch this 88. When it breaks, it breaks. Micron, we said watch the 70, 71 area. You got up there again. You could have shorted this thing. It makes sense to me. It absolutely makes sense. If you're watching this, you took this trade. I like that wick. AM Dizzle, here you go. Going nowhere. We talked about it hitting the 50-day. Wait for these lows to break, and it'll absolutely get smoked. NVIDIA, we talked about the high being in. A double top, lower high. Professional gap, and now it's just chopping around. This gap at 433 fills at some point this week, right? And then what? Who knows? Intel, put an alarm on that, like at 40. It got close enough to the trend line. Look at that wick. That says ugliness. I don't know what it does. Again, any of these names on major pops short, in my opinion. Semiconductors, 4-day range, chopping around, broke the channel, 20-day. I think this gap will fill down here. Sorry, this gap down to 129 at some point. Just be prepared. Adobe, down on Oracle data, looks like some of their news. Oh, that's a professional gap. Game over. Apple, all gaps get filled. Another gap that hasn't been filled yet. That shows you how bearish it is. Just keep that in mind. Again, I'm looking at Apple. Any pops short. Amazon, look at this. Look at this. Getting up here. I'm hoping and praying for a little higher, and then I will short it. I didn't get my entries. Only 143 today. Gap down. CRM, same kind of thing. Chopping up here. Looks like it's going to fail. Guggenheim, as we said, riding the lightning of the channel high, making a lower high. That looks pretty juicy to me. Meta, as we said, this looked very trappish yesterday. Look at today, gives it back 5 or 6 points. Microsoft, good eye, folks. Some folks were talking about, watch what happens up here. Again, do we know if it's going to fill the gap? No guarantee. No guarantee. But today, a nice little gap down. Keep an eye on this stuff. That's what I'm saying. You might get some more weakness tomorrow and then some rally on Thursday and chop around Friday, flop. NASDAQ, NDAQ, that thing goes, it's going to go. MicroStrategy, again, considering what Bitcoin did today, it popped, and look at that wick. No love. No love. Netflix, here you go. You're welcome. Again, I appreciate all the love and support and generous donations, because if some of you guys are taking these trades, I love when I get the DMs and go, dude, I absolutely slapped Netflix for like 20 points. Like, nice. Roblox, again, I think that's going lower. Same thing, chopping around. Look at this, wicking up. Roblox has been heavily short. Again, if you're going to short something, short like Tesla, we talked about, posted this earlier this morning, said, watch the 275 plus. Look at it. Look at it. Did you see it? There you go. You're welcome. Again, hitting ground balls turns in maybe to a home run. Just be aware that if the market doesn't crash, maybe it just chops around, not crash, but pulls back. It could chop around. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Materials, X, chop. Again, 20-day break. Keep an eye on that. We talked about Nucor hitting like this 170 area. Now it's like kind of channeling down. Keep an eye on it, because again, a lot of these names look ugly. Caterpillar, I posted this morning. Anything up near the range in the blue. Hold on, let me move this over. You can see it, like it hits it. Goodbye. Like it's easy short every time. Take a few points. Well, at some point, I'm not going to be taking points off. I didn't really take much today. I'll see. I might regret it. VALE chopping around. Again, global growth names look like crap. Arrow. This has been interesting because these copper names, like especially Arrow that's been on fire. What do we say? Game over. Once it broke the 100-day, look at it. Kind of building. It's definitely going back to that 200 and then maybe a bounce. CCJ, got to give it credit. Uranium holding up. Just be on red alert. Sometimes you break over channels to fail later. Like this one, right? You thought that was the channel, broke over it. It's doing it again? Question mark. CF. Love ag names, but let them pull back. They've double topped or look weak. Look at this back test of a trend line. Mosaic. Love this action. Like if you're bearish, like look at this, breaking the trend, chopping around. NTR looks, I mean, again, all these names, let them come in. Let them come in. AA, we're talking about global growth name that should be on fire. And here's someone going, oh, look at the volume. I know. But then it came right back. Who knows? You don't always know why. XLF, here you go. Short diggity dog. If you're watching this today, look at this. Fills the gap again in another long wick. Somebody's distributing. Go look. Time out. Let me pull up the 10-minute chart real quick. He'll say, oh, that's accumulation. Okay, maybe. But look what happened like the last hour. Little squeeze into the close. It's just worth watching. Little squeeze. Again, JP Morgan, which has been on life support, meaning like it looks like it's just making lower lows. What do we say? Watch for a bounce. There it is, the 20-day. Morgan Stanley, this thing's been a turd. We talked about it chopping around. Look where it failed again. 100-day chopping. Goldman Sachs, I mean, it's like amazing. Look at all these retest and long wicks. It's almost like it's OPEX and they're trying to chop people out. Right? See, I'm trying to explain this to you guys. Like that's where you have to expect retest sometimes. Chop. Carry. Look at this. Talk about like it's just holding here. I mean, this thing has got nothing. It's got nothing. It looks like it's going to break at some point. XBI. Here's another one we thought, like, again, gets in the 80 level. Holding here. It's just a matter of time before this stuff gets absolutely burned. Solar's been in the doghouse. Makes a new low. Again, this is where we're talking about waiting for pops. It's like it's really hard to short the lows on these things. You're at some major support, so maybe it needs a chop here for a little bit. Give it time to breathe. ENPH, and we'd love to short these things, but they've been absolutely just beaten. Said same thing, going nowhere fast. Wait for major pops. First Solar is interesting because, again, if you're at areas where when this breaks, this will be a big move down. I promise you. When you consolidate for months, and if you break the range lows 170, I mean, you can do the math very quickly. You're probably coming back down to where, yeah, I was going to say it probably all started somewhere in this like 120 range, or you have your first like support. You see that? That to me would be like the first area of support. And it's a 0.618. Notice how they line up. You got to love that. That's a decent move. Like, again, I got to put that down there for Solar 120s. No doubt once it breaks. No diggity doubt. HYG, we talked about it, can't get into the 75s. It just seems to get beaten back down, chopping around. Nothing. Okay, let's end it with oil and gas because there is a thesis here I'm potentially shorting. Oil, getting a little straight line move, right? Getting a little tired, in my opinion, in time. I mean, the candles are getting smaller intraday. You're getting these gaps up. But again, don't worry too much about the actual gaps. Just if you think the risk is worth the reward, this is where you got to start watching the actual drillers because the drillers will precede any big move. Natural gas, I mean, UNG, a little bounce. Okay, congrats. Good. This thing has been absolutely destroyed. XOP started shorting today around 154 or close to 154. I think it's like, man, probably right where we closed. Yeah, I mean, I'm watching this area hawkishly. Now, again, I mean, could I be wrong? Yes. But this area matters. And I think if you notice like Rubber Band Man, like strong, getting tired. I don't think we have much more upside. And if I'm wrong, define your risk and hit the stop button and get knocked out. We started buying drip today at 947. And that's closed at 948. Okay. Again, layering in small amount, not all in, not going crazy, but watching it. ExxonMobil. I was watching this today. I was like, oh, okay, it's making a new high. Look what it is going to. That yellow line is the monthly long-term uptrend. I mean, you can't even, I have to go way back. Look at this thing. Are we going to break out? Good question. I mean, that's where you can define your risk. I give you short up here. It's easy with stops. Occidental, we've talked about this chopping around. Look at this. All over the place. Chop, chop. PXD, I was surprised this wasn't up like 7-8 points. Looks stuck under the 20-day, right? EQT, considering natural gas, up 3.7%, not bad. But it can't get over this range as of right now. And Flex LNG will end it there. Check it out. It's just kind of, again, I like this name in the long term. I think we'll be a natural gas exporter. So if you have any questions, please reach out. Leave a comment below. I appreciate all the likes. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. I guarantee it's well worth it. Education. Again, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. This is not a channel that's going to tell you exactly how to get in and get out at every moment in every trade. And we're not selling anything in certainty. We're selling you a process of learning to understand the markets. Again, you believe in fundamentals only, technicals only. You believe this. Again, recommended reading, Reminiscences for Stock Operator. Please check that out. Please check out Anna Couling's volume price analysis. That's all you need. And then the Stock Trader's Almanac. Keep it really simple. Again, if you're looking to day trade technically and trade off the 1 minute stochastics and all that bullshit, good luck. I wish you the best of luck. I've done that. It is incredibly hard. If you like headaches, you like being tied to your computer, great. That's you. If you're looking to be more of a swing trader with intraday action, potentially to hedge, manage your positions, know how to trade in all markets, that's what we're here for. And I appreciate all the love and support. And again, you got to figure out your niche. But if you start believing in your own hype and start believing that the market is a game of finding certainty, it's not. It's a probability-based game. Just like XOP, I could be absolutely wrong with, but the risk makes sense.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.